Hello and welcome back, everyone, to the Pulse here with the PeakBot team. I am Dillon, joined by my co-founder and co-host Ben, and now a new regular on the show, Thomas. Thomas has been with us for the last, feels like ever year and a half, and is he's our right-hand man. He does it all. And Thomas, I think we need a headshot for you.
Yeah.
If you're going to be on the show regularly.
We need Thomas to get some new lighting, a new camera. He's a mess right now. Look at this guy.
Yeah, you know what? I like the attention being off me with things that are, that can be improved. Thomas, excited to have you. So this week we will be getting into a relatively normal agenda. We got some announcements, some new things we want to show you guys. We're going to take a look at some charts, of course, our watch list. We're going to kick it to Thomas at some point to cover our PeakBot picks competition, how it's going for the month of March with our affiliates, and what we're getting ready for the month of April for rolling it out to the general public with some cash prizes. And then we'll go into, of course, my portfolio and my selections for my account this week. And we'll actually be taking a look at a new results page. We've changed things up a little bit with our showcasing our trader results. We're going to be getting a closer look at that. So without further ado, I will hand it off to Ben here, and we can take a look at some charts in the watch list.
Awesome. Thanks, Dillon. Yes, as Dillon mentioned, I'll pull up the watch list, which now sits on our website. Was a Google Sheet, still actually is a Google Sheet, but now it's just embedded within our website. So if you go to usepeakbot.com, you'll see our website here. You can click on watch list at the top. I'll zoom just a bit so you can see that button. Click on watch list. It might take a second to load, so I just click that. See, it took a second for this to pop up. Now it's going to take another few seconds for the actual page to load. Once you're on here, you can scroll around just like you were scrolling around on a normal Google Sheet. You can scroll up, down, left, right. You can highlight stuff to copy and paste it if you'd like. But all the information is exactly the same, and when that sheet updates, so will this on our webpage. So will this page. So other than that update, nothing really new with the watch list. Again, for anybody joining new, we are selling weekly contracts, specifically selling put credit spreads and call credit spreads in the form of a vertical wheel strategy. So the wheel strategy is you sell cash secured puts. If at expiration the stock price is below the contract or the strike price of your contract, you will get assigned those shares. You will then be forced to buy 100 of shares per contract at whatever the strike price was. And then next week, you would then go ahead and start selling covered calls on those shares that you own. So we have data for both puts and calls on this watch list. So you've got everything you need all at your fingertips here to help you with your due diligence and help you determine what stocks you want to trade. This is not financial advice. We're not financial advisors. Always got to get that out of the way. But these are tools to help you make more educated decisions when it comes to your trades. And the best part is you don't even have to place the trades anymore. PeakBot will do it for you. Dillon's going to get into all of that in a little bit when he talks about his account. There were a few stocks on here that I wanted to bring up. We can see number one on the watch list for this week. As of right now, we've got this watch list updating every hour. So this could change when the market opens, and it could change right before the market opens as well. We've got JD.com, ticker JD, in a bullish trend, lower risk level. This one's news to me because I didn't see this on the list last night. Don't know if there was any events that increased volatility, which means there would be a higher premium payout. But guys, it's been quite a while, I think, since at the top of this list, based on the bullish and lower standards, that we've seen a stock with a max loss of $100 paying close to a 1% premium payout. That looks pretty good. So, Dillon, you might want to add that to your list for later.
It's on the sticky, actually.
Awesome. If we head over to Tradier, I've got my Tradier paper account open up. By the way, if you don't know exactly what you're doing trading, you're not comfortable yet, open up a Tradier account. They've got a fantastic trading system. So I would definitely recommend checking that out. You could create a Tradier account and use peakbot.com/Tradier. Do that. There'll be some perks for you.
Go ahead and zoom in a little bit.
So, okay, I've got JD.com's chart pulled up here. Now, remember, we're selling weekly contracts. So I like to take a look at what's been happening the last month. If I go back to our watch list real quick, there's some data that I'm going to want to grab from it. I kind of want to know where the strike price is that we're thinking about selling that put. So we're looking at the $25 strike, and that's important because when we're looking at this chart here, I'm looking at this $25 price level. When was the last time JD was trading at $25? It looks like it was around the 8th. So yeah, so 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago or so, a little over 2 weeks ago. Traded at this level for just a little bit, and we've been above that level ever since. So unless there's reason to believe that there's going to be a strong downward movement this week, that $25 strike is looking pretty solid. If we look at the technical analysis tool, which Tradier has embedded on their website, you can look at 15 minutes. I like looking at a week. When we do that, we get a neutral signal, and we know that. What's that?
I said yikes, but that's still okay.
That's okay, because when we're trading put credit spreads, there is room for movement, even movement downward. Like what I just said, I was looking for that strike price for the sold put, which was $25. It was $25 strike. So that means we've got room for JD stock price to move from, it's currently at $26.40 in the pre-market. We've got room for that to move all the way down to $25 by the end of the week, and we'll still win. So that being said, statistically, a put credit spread based on the wheel strategy in general is a neutral to bullish strategy on the put side, and it's a neutral to bearish strategy on the call side. So what I like to do is I like to add up the neutral number here and the buy number here to 17, and then put that up against the sell number, which is a 10. So it's about 17 to 10 in my favor. I also like to look at just analyst recommendations. I've got another screen pulled up here, and I'll just talk about it. So 39 analysts have provided a price target for JD.com. About 75% of them are in the strong buy or buy category. 25% of them, 26% of them are in the hold category. JD is currently trading about $12 under its average analyst target price. So that's indicating some movement up that we can work with. So overall, JD is looking like a pretty decent candidate this week, just based on, chart, strike price, technical analysis, analyst opinion. Those are kind of the cornerstones of checks that I like to perform personally. Of course, do your own due diligence, do what makes you comfortable with trading this. Another note is you should always be happy with owning whatever stock it is that you're wheeling, right? Because there's always that potential for assignment, and you don't want to be caught holding and owning a company that you don't even know what it does, or you aren't comfortable with what it does, and you don't have faith in it. You don't believe in it long term. So that's JD. I wanted to pull that up. The next one I want to pull up, there's actually two. If I look down to when we switch over to the moderate risk level, we've got Uber and United Airlines. And I want to bring these two up because these two have been consistent over the past, 2 months or so, hovering between the lower risk and the moderate risk, sometimes dipping down into the high risk, but only for a week or so. But these two have been consistently paying out, between like 0.6 and 0.9% in premiums for, a relatively low maximum loss and a relatively low risk level, right? So these two, have been, I've been watching them at least. I think a lot of our traders have been watching them too. We might get into our new leaderboard look or results page look in a bit, and we can see how many people are trading those. But I'm going to pull up Uber again, hopping over to my Tradier account. I got the chart for Uber. I mean, over the year, we can see that we're in a strong bullish trend here. But if I click on our 1 month, it looks pretty choppy. right? Like we're trading in a range of $81 down to $74. So actually, that's not too bad when we look at the actual price. 74 to 81, that's a $7 price difference. That's about a 10% range, a little less than a 10% range that Uber's been trading in. Going back to the watch list, I'll just call it out. The strike that we're going to be selling, estimated to be selling this week is, where did it go? $78. So $78 lands right around here. So now we've got to decide, are we confident that the stock price will finish above $78 at expiration, which is actually on Thursday this week. We've got a shortened week. It is Good Friday on Friday. So the markets will be closed. So we do have a short week, an abbreviated week. Contracts will be expiring a day early. Going down to the technical analysis tool for Uber, I'm going to switch that to a week. We've got 23 neutral and buy against 3 sell. That's pretty fantastic. And then I'm looking at analyst price targets. We've got about 93% of analysts saying that this is a strong buy or a buy. We've got about 6 to 7% saying this is a hold. 0 analysts are saying underperformance. Zero analysts are saying sell. Uber is currently trading $6 under the average analyst price target. The high analyst price target is $100. So analysts are thinking there's room to move upwards. And there's quite a bit of eyeballs on Uber right now. Finally, I'll just bring up very quickly United Airlines. So when looking at the chart, we're seeing, kind of like we saw with JD, like this short-term movement upwards for the past 2 weeks or so. We were in a bit of a downtrend at the beginning of this month period, now heading back into an uptrend. If we look at the strike price, again, I'll just call it out. PeakBot looks to be targeting the $45 strike, although I could say with the pre-market price being at $45.30, I'd expect when we update our strikes in about 15 minutes from now, that's going to change. Our strike price will probably drop down to, I'd say, $44 or maybe even lower. When we look at the technical analysis tool, we've got a strong buy indicator. We've got 25 neutral to buy signals, and we've got 1 sell signal. So pretty strong in that regard. When we look at analysts' expectations, we have 21 analysts reporting on United. We've got, about 80% saying strong buy or buy. We've got 20% saying hold. And here's the thing about United. It's currently trading $3.50 below its low average price target. Sorry, not average, just the low price target. It's trading about $18 below the average price target that analysts are giving it. So the average price target is $64.78. And actually there's some pre-market movement here. So it's about $20 under its average price target. So definitely indicating analysts think there's room to move upwards. Again, we're looking for upwards movement on the put side of the strategy. So those are 3 stocks we wanted to call out. I think, Thomas, I'll kick it over to you to start talking about our PeakBot picks competition, how everybody's doing. And guys, we're getting ready to launch this to the general public.
Yeah, and really quick, sorry to interrupt. We did have a comment, a question come through from Bill. Maybe we can throw that on the screen and answer it quick. So it reads, with a new company in the spotlight of the culture war every other day and subject to boycott, is there any thought to adding a flag to the watch list for companies that may see a big dip short term? And then Bill followed up by saying, obviously it's on the individual to stay up with current events, but just a thought. Have a great day.
Yeah. I could take that real quick. So, Bill, it's a great thought. It's definitely been something that we've discussed internally several times, many times. We currently are only showing when earnings are going to be reported, just because we know that there's major volatility around earnings historically. We have considered throwing in links so that way people can get to news articles. Ultimately, at the end of the day, we are positioning ourselves as an automation company. We do want people to have the best experience with that automation, and with that comes knowledge of what's happening with certain stocks and price movements. So it's definitely in consideration. I think just due to some of our development roadmap items now, I don't think it's something that we'd be addressing in the short term, but definitely appreciate that and know it's in our thoughts, and it's definitely on our list. But yeah, for now, please do your own research. Like we've mentioned multiple times at this point, we're not financial advice and we're not financial advisors. So definitely do your own research. But great question.
Yeah, thank you, Ben. So Thomas, we'll kick it back to you to talk about PeakBot picks.
Yes. So right here's the leaderboard. You can see Dan, that's selling for premium, is at the highest with 22 points by an absolute.
Real quick, Thomas, can you share screen here?
Yeah, we'll get it pulled up here in just a second. It's all right. We're working through it. So if we can get Thomas's screen shared, that'd be very good. Just with the PeakBot pick competition, that's me. We'll go to Thomas's. It's all right. All right, perfect. Go ahead. And Thomas, maybe zoom. You can zoom in if you want. If not, it's good.
All right. So Dan selling for premium at the highest with 22 points, beating Paul up by 12, and then Casey trades at 11. The crazy thing that I saw here, Dan went 10 for 10 this past week.
Love that.
Wow.
That was huge for him. So, he made some good picks. And then even the week before that, he went 8 for 10. So even better there, beating pretty much every person every single week. So yeah, it's been going pretty good. Our list
he's running away with this competition.
Yeah. I mean, he has it in the name, selling for premium. So
you'd like to think he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, last week most selections hit right after the big FOMC meeting. The market took a jump. A lot hit. I think it's worth mentioning that I'm above Thomas in the contest. But Thomas, joking aside, what's the approach that you take or that you think a lot of people having success in this contest are taking, when making these picks?
Yeah, so a lot of them, they aren't picking the riskiest stocks. And you can see that the more risky ones usually aren't panning out as well. Like it's the Bank of Americas, the Googles, the PayPals that are kind of staying afloat. But then there's the riots that are going under. And also, what was it? Where's the other one? Peabody Energy that John took. It's some of those that are a little bit riskier that are going to, lose some points because it's not that you're not gaining any points from not, making the right pick, but you're actually going to be losing a point, which is going to set you behind from people. And even then, there are some blue chips that have some volatility, like AMD, where she just finished out of the money. And even then, you could see that the rest of the week was just pretty much green after Jerome Powell, except for Coupang and AMD again. So, it's going to happen. There's going to be some changes there, but other than that, it's been a pretty straightforward picking the blue chips and staying away from the risky ones.
Excellent. And Thomas, I don't know if, because we have until 11 o'clock today to get our picks in. Do you have your picks already picked out, or you're not just yet?
No, I do have them picked out. Haven't put them down yet. I have Uber, DoorDash, Amazon, and PayPal. Those need to be my 4 picks for the week.
Thomas, you're not going to make a last-minute comeback with just 4 picks.
All right, you're right. I'll try to go for at least 8. I gotta beat Dillon. It's kind of embarrassing that Dillon's even 1 point above me. It's not even fair. I think I gotta.
PeakBot's not being represented well here. I mean, look at that.
John's even further down. But hey, look, we don't want to win our own contest, do we? So, all right, very cool. So, just a little bit more context on this. And Thomas, you can pull your screen down if you'd like. The PeakBot picks competition, for anybody who's newer to it, and maybe we can throw the comment from the chat back up. But yeah, so what we're doing is you're selecting 3 to 10 put contracts from our watch list every week. Okay, so for the month of March, this is obviously the last week for the affiliates. So if anybody's going to come and take the throne from Dan at Selling for Premium, they would need quite a big downfall from him and a hot week for themselves. But the idea here is to promote smart and safe stock picks, right? Whether you're doing this manually or you're utilizing PeakBot to trade for you, the whole idea is let's collect premium, right? Let's collect rent. This is long-term, slow growth type of investing here. And we're going to be rolling this out to the general public in April. Okay, so you can follow this with hashtag PeakBotPicks on Twitter primarily, as well as other socials. And $500 in cash prizes available for the month of April. All right, so there's only limited seats available. If you are interested in getting into the competition, please message us. We'll put our phone number across the bottom where we normally just have the questions.
Or go to usepeakbot.com and use the chat feature.
Yep. Either way, just let us know. Again, we're only having limited seats for the month of April. We plan on doing this month by month. You know, this month of March was just kind of the test. Let's see how things go. We're getting good engagement from our affiliates, and now we're going to be rolling it out. So, yeah, excited about the competition. We're going to continue to build out the leaderboard, probably have a separate web page for it, whatever it might be as we go. But yeah, let us know if you want in. Our number's on the bottom here, the 973 number, again, or just go to our website and message us. To win, if you are competing in the contest to claim your prize, you do need a PeakBot account. We are still confirming those things. We may even want you to have your broker integrated or be subscribed, but we'll have final ruling on all that by the time the contest gets rolled out for next week. Anything I missed, boys?
No, I think, the first month or two that we do this might be a little bit bumpy, but we'll get into a groove. We do want to incorporate this as a way for people to get involved in automated trading in a non-scary way, right? And this isn't really even trading automation with this picks competition. It's just showing, how quick and easy it could be to find stocks that you like and could automate. So we're just trying to bridge that gap between the hobby trader or even a new trader and getting comfortable with selling options in this low risk type environment.
Absolutely. And our watch list is huge, right? Look, you're going to come to our watch list. Maybe you tell yourself, hey, I want to try this manually. We share all the details about our strategies on our website. You want to do this yourself? I'm not even talking about the contest. I'm talking about actually trading these strategies. Go for it. People use our watch list to the point where we've thought about maybe we should, make this just for PeakBot subscribers. But, right now we're all about educating the end user and the trader on, again, how to make smart picks. All the research is done for you, right? The problem for so many retail traders is the lack of time and the lack of, knowledge or expertise around finding this type of data. And we lay it all out for you. We're giving you the top 50 to 150 most liquid options chains. Okay, these are the top traded stocks in the country. Some more volatile than others, but there's great data to be had here. Okay, so I'm going to shift over. I'm going to pull up my screen really quick, and we're going to take a look at a couple things. We generated a diagram for the wheel strategy here that I want everybody to see quickly. I won't spend too much time on this, but this is available on our socials, and we'll probably very soon have this on our website as well. The wheel strategy, it's no secret that this is the primary strategy for PeakBot subscribers to be trading. Of course, we do have our new bot coming out, the Trend Spread bot, which I'm sure we'll talk about later today or on our next week's show. But this is the wheel strategy here, okay? We start by selling a cash secured put or a put spread. Our bot's going to automatically set it to spreads because if you can trade it and you can be more protected, we don't see why not. Again, not financial advice. You're going to earn premium every week, whether you're selling puts or calls. If at the end of the week the contract gets assigned, that means you're buying 100 shares of the stock, and it means the stock fell below the sold strike price. If that's the case, then you're going to pivot to selling a covered call or a call spread. But note that 70% of the time, since we're selling the 30 delta, you're not getting assigned the shares. And if it's not being assigned, you're kicking right back to the top here and selling another put. Okay. If assigned, we're pivoting to the call side of things, still earning premium. In fact, earning more premium when selling a call through PeakBot, because we then shift to selling the 50 delta. And if they get called away, then you sell 100 shares and you start back at the top. If not, you're going to continue to hold those shares, collect nice premium until those shares get assigned away. So I just wanted to share that. This is a really good diagram. It's been helpful for a lot of people on demos just to kind of visualize what's actually happening here and how your strategy's actually being executed. So I just wanted to share that. Let's get into my portfolio for this week. So last week I was trading DraftKings, General Motors, Lyft, PayPal, and I also had Uber on here, which I already removed. But for this week, GM, going to be staying. If we were to find that on the watch list, it's still, I believe, lower to moderate risk. I dig it. DraftKings, Lyft, and PayPal all fell into the high risk category on the watch list. This might take a second, but if I was to just DKNG, okay, DKNG. So here's DraftKings bullish high. We got a 350 spread. Paying over 1.3%. That's a little high for my taste anymore, so I'm going to drop that one. Lyft is right next to it at 1.26, dropping, and then PayPal, larger spread, still paying just under 1%. Again, I'm trying to avoid these high-risk stocks on the wheel, so I'm going to go ahead and drop these three. Just by clicking on them, clicking edit status and remove. This is a new window. This is confirming that when you remove stocks, it is not closing your contract. It is not selling your stock. It is just not going to be opening a new one. Now, keep in mind, I didn't get assigned on any of my put contracts last week. All those stocks that were in there, they were all puts, didn't get assigned because the market did really well. So I'm just kind of hitting the refresh. And by the way, a lot of people ask, like, hey, should we be in here every week changing things up? If you have scheduled time to do so, like you do on this live show, like I do on this live show, then sure. But honestly, what we've seen in the last 2 years, those who set it and forget it typically do better. I'm almost doing this for testing purposes. I hate to say it, but I'm going to be adding a couple stocks here. When we were looking at United Airlines, I fell in love. I'm actually going to be doing 2 contracts, 2 spreads on United Airlines. I'm all in on UAL, so going to be adding that. And then I honestly believe I'm going to keep it right here because that's about how much cash I have available in my account. I got about another $1,000 I can play with the trend spread bot. Okay, so right now we're currently testing the trend spread. We got Carvana and DocuSign. These entered for me last week. They did not expire. The trend spread bot does not get assigned shares. We're rolling the contract. So we're closing on Friday, opening a new one for the following Friday. I'm active in those right now and going to continue to. I might take a look at the watch list and add another 1 or 2 to the trend spread for this week. What's really nice about the trend spread is you don't need to let's look at Amazon. You don't need to have the full cash amount because this is in case you get assigned, right? You got to have to buy 100 shares of Amazon. Well, with trend spread, you're not ever going to have to buy the shares. So the only cash you need is the size of the spread. So for Amazon, it's $750. In fact, that's a pretty good one. I might even add that in, but I like taking a little bit more risk on the trend spread and collecting a higher premium because I know I'm not going to be assigned the shares. So I'll be taking a closer look at that as we get into the market in the next 30 minutes. But yeah, that's my portfolio for this week. Yeah, big week last week, made about $250 in premium. Didn't get assigned any shares. It was a 1.7% return on my portfolio. Pumped. We're getting close to time, if not a little over. Do we want to show the results, the new results page quickly and then get out of here, or what do we think?
I think we could say that for next week.
Okay. Let's save it for next week. If you want to check it out for yourself, go to usepeakbot.com, click on the results tab. What you're used to seeing is a list of premium being added or what people are earning in premium. Now we have a full set of data on each stock that's been traded by PeakBot since we've gone live. So a lot of good information there.
Since Q3, not since we've gone live, since Q3.
My apologies, since Q3.
23.
Okay. So good data there. If you have questions, let us know, but we'll be taking a deeper dive into that next week. Otherwise, I think we're good to go here, fellas, yeah?
Think so. Good show.
Perfect.
If you're interested in trend spread, if that name means anything to you, next week is the week.
Yep, we'll be rolling it out to our beta testers. Again, we've been trading it for a few weeks now, and it's been doing really well for us. So appreciate everyone. If you want in on the PeakBot picks, again, we're getting started next week. Let us know. And as always, we appreciate you tuning in. We'll be here next week, same time, same place. Short week this week. You're going to see slightly lower premiums. We're closed on Friday. But appreciate everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. And to sign off, we'll see you at the peak. Thanks, everyone. Have a good one.
All opinions expressed by Tradier Hub contributors are solely the contributors' opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Tradier nor its affiliates and/or subsidiaries. You should not treat any opinion expressed by Hub contributors as a specific inducement to make a particular investment or to follow a particular strategy, but only as an expression of their opinion. The contributors' opinions are based on their own personal research, but neither Tradier nor its affiliates and/or subsidiaries warrants its completeness or accuracy, and it should not be relied upon as such. Any trades or positions discussed or referred to by contributors may or may not be actual live trades or positions. Such information is not intended to be financial or investment advice. Tradier Inc. is the parent company of Tradier Brokerage Inc. Tradier Brokerage Inc. and Tradier Inc. are separate entities with their own products and services. Securities products and services are offered through Tradier Brokerage Inc. Tradier Brokerage Inc. is an independent subsidiary of Tradier Inc., all rights reserved, member FINRA SIPC.